After the violent storm, the Sprunki team woke up on a strange, eerie island, cloaked in suffocating, poisonous mist. The island's trees offered no shade. Instead, they oozed a thick, blood-like black sap. From afar, faint whispers drifted through the air, sounding like the mocking voice of some unseen entity ridiculing their existence. But they were not alone. As night fell, grotesque creatures crawled out from cracks in the earth, and caves scattered across the island. These were not just monsters, they were nightmare amalgamations of sea creatures. One had the slimy body of an octopus, but instead of tentacles, it writhed with dozens of rotting human arms, clawing incessantly. Another resembled a colossal lobster, but its legs bore gaping, razor-toothed mouths that chewed and gnawed without rest. Most horrifying was a creature whose entire body was covered in eyes, and worse still, each eye emerged from the gaping, tooth-filled mouths scattered across its flesh. The Sprunki team fought bravely, but found themselves cornered. The monsters came in waves, seemingly endless. Every time they severed a tentacle or defeated one of the creatures, it regenerated or rose again as if nothing had happened. In these life-or-death moments, Durple always stood as the last line of defense, shielding his friends from the beast's relentless attacks. On the third night, as the group stumbled upon a cave leading to the sea, a potential escape route, they encountered the most terrifying being yet. A giant creature towering as tall as a small mountain. Its skin glistened like fish scales stretched taut so home over its bloated body, riddled with cracks that oozed glowing green liquid. Each step it took shook the ground, and its body emitted low, mournful groans, as if tormented souls trapped inside it were screaming for release. When it roared, the skin on its chest split open, revealing a deep, black abyss. From this void, slimy, human-like arms emerged, grasping at anything nearby and dragging victims into the darkness. Those swallowed by it could be heard screaming, their cries growing fainter and fainter until they vanished completely. Durple realized they had no chance of victory. In a desperate moment, he pushed his friends away and shouted, "Run! If you survive, remember me." He charged at the monster, drawing its attention. The massive creature swatted him aside like a toy, but Durple persisted, plunging a sharp bone he had scavenged from a smaller monster into its thick, rubbery hide. Finally, the beast seized him, pulling him into its horrifying chest cavity and sealing him within its abyssal maw. One would think Durple had perished, but inside the giant creature he found himself trapped in a surreal, twisted dimension. A viscous, black oil-like substance enveloped him, seeping into his skin and invading his mind. He heard whispers from the island, voices that were both soothing and malevolent. "You are brave, but you are foolish. They will abandon you. You belong to me, forever." Durple felt his body changing. His bones stretched, his skin grew cold and slimy, and his humanity ebbed away. When he regained consciousness, he saw that his hands had transformed into massive tentacles. Each tentacle was lined with countless familiar eyes that reflected the memories of his friends. A year later, the Sprunki team returned to the waters near the cursed island, searching for any trace of Durple. They did not expect the monstrous being waiting for them to be him. Durple, now a massive sea creature twice the size of the original Colossus, loomed over the waves. His chest remained perpetually open, revealing a yawning void that pulsed like a portal to hell. Though transformed, Durple still recognized his friends, but his new form was driven by primal instincts he could no longer control. He lunged at them, attacking while roaring in anguish, "Run! Please, kill me!" The Sprunki team fought back valiantly, unaware of the monster's true identity. They hurled everything they had at him, desperate to survive. One of them managed to drive a spear into Durple's chest, tearing through the exposed flesh and revealing the writhing mass within. But instead of defeating him, the wound unleashed wriggling tentacles that lashed out, grabbing hold of them. Only when they looked into Durple's eyes, those same warm, kind eyes they once knew, did they realize the horrifying truth. One of them screamed in disbelief, "It's Durple! Don't kill him!" But it was too late. Overcome with despair, Derpal used his remaining strength to hurl them far from danger, ensuring their safety one last time. With a final, thunderous roar, he sank their small boat, but tossed them far enough away to survive. Derpal was now part of the island, a cursed, eternal being incapable of dying. He lived in endless remorse, forever watching distant ships fade into the horizon, carrying the memories of the friends he had once fought to protect. In the misty darkness of the sea, sailors still hear a haunting roar, less the cry of a monster, and more the wail of a soul trapped in eternal anguish.